Hey guys, welcome to the second Boys episode of this season. We talk about a lot of stuff. Saul defends Ted Bundy. We talk about what's coming in and out. We try to mentally arrange a timeline of fashion trends through music.
We also talk about one of the more exciting stores for fashion in China, as well as some of the club scene differences between China and the U.S. I think it's a great episode, and I hope you enjoy.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump, 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 my lovely little lump. Check it out.
Welcome back, everybody. Could you not?
Bro.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Get off my back. You're going to do this again?
This is a fucking business. Okay? Take it fucking seriously.
Hey.
I've had enough out of you.
Hey, get your head in the game.
I'm going to fire you.
Yeah?
Like Donald
Sounds like
Trump.
someone was halfway through an intro and he stopped. Yeah?
Somebody was
and you're blaming
hacking,
this on me?
Coughing. In the middle of my intro.
I was sick, Saul.
I
I'm
had
recovering.
the flu too.
Okay.
I had the flu too.
Okay.
You hear me coughing in the middle of the intro? I hate it when we fight.
I love it when we fight.
Welcome back to season 12 of the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host, asshole.
I'm Michael Smith. That's it. That's
Okay.
all you get out of me.
All right. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Let's start quick. I want to get into the
gristle.
The gristle real quick. I think I said in an upcoming Substack article, which I do want to talk about, I've put the meat of the culture burger up front, which I think is revolting and terrible.
Hell yeah. We eating that culture burger, baby.
Yeah. So excited for that. Head over to onesizefitsall.substack.com if you want to read that. But
Dudes, get a Substack and just start plugging it everywhere.
Yeah, it's fine. God forbid I have also a podcast that I talk about things
Oh,
on.
no.
I was hanging out with one of my friends. And she goes, you're sort of becoming the worst person I know. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, read about it on paper. You're unemployed, have a podcast, write on a Substack. And I was like, I'm also learning to DJ. She got up and walked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I'm getting worse.
I don't know, bro. It's not looking good for you. Time to move to Bushwick.
I think Ridgewood is the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Time to move to Ridgewood.
No, dude, you just don't get it. It's just like not gentrified yet. It's kind of like one of the last remaining neighborhoods as I'm surrounded by like white dudes with pin rolled beanies. Yeah, like the culture here is just tangible, bro. Like you don't get that in Murray Hill.
You love Raf Simons?
Is that a terrible guy thing?
It feels like a terrible guy thing.
I feel like Balenciaga would be worse, no?
Don't talk to me. I don't know. Something about like specifically Archive Raf.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
My goat is washed. He's so trash. All right, let's do fit check real quick
Let's do fit check.
before we talk about how horrible I am.
Happy February 5th, everybody.
Happy February 5th.
5th February.
Yeah. May the 5th be February. I've got a pair of really old Levi's, a pair of socks from Bombas. Interesting.
Oh, he got the Bombas.
A flathead belt, and then a really long like Yoji tunic that I have to tuck in because it reaches my shins. It looks like when you're a kid and you put on like your dad's dress shirt. It's like that.
Yeah, it looks like a dress is what it looks like.
Yeah. I'm very coquette today, but in a Yoji way.
Coquette Yoji.
Fashion guy would dress, comma Japanese.
Do you think they put why do they put designs on socks that you're not going to see? Is that just like a branding thing?
It's for me.
Like, so you see them and you're like, oh, that's Bombas. And then you remember that?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like a secret.
It's just a special secret thing.
It's like having a locket with a loved one in it.
Yeah, that's why
just for you.
That's why I'm always wearing Supreme underwear.
I feel like you don't hesitate at the opportunity to show that off, though.
No, that reminds me, I have a pair of underwear for you.
I'm sorry?
Not used.
Like dead stock underwear?
Dead stock underwear. I got some underwear for you.
Okay, cool. Oh, I also meant to tell you, I guess we can, or give us your fit check and then I'll launch into my explanation of Hungy Pinky.
Today I'm going to make this the longest fit check ever because I do not want to hear your explanation of Hungy Pinky. Just kidding. I know what Hungy Pinky is. I'm wearing a pair of Crocs that are shaped like cowboy boots. I'm wearing some big baggy kind of drop crotch Balenciaga dress pants. They're from that one runway that was like a spiral in the House of Parliament or whatever. You know what I mean. I'm wearing a bright yellow Balenciaga campaign shirt and a stripy Balenciaga sweater and a Lactamere kind of windbreaker shaped object, but it's actually made of suiting wool, which I thought was really cute and funny. And for everyone at home, reverse engineering the Fitbuaries and finding out that what I'm currently wearing is not what I advertised as being worn on my Instagram.
Oh, you're saying, okay, the fit today didn't match the fit.
This fit does not match my Fitbuary, and that's because it was way too hot to be wearing a heavy wool turtleneck inside. So I put on this, like, I swapped it out for a cotton sweater while I'm sitting around at home, and then it got too cold for just that, so I put on a different jacket. So I've sort of backed myself into a corner here, but I will be wearing that the second I go outside, I promise.
Do people think that you wear the same clothes all day? You're not allowed to change clothes at any given point?
I don't know. I mean, I think the point of Fitbuary should be that the outfit you present to the world is the outfit that you like make a video about.
That's fair. I guess Tuesday, day 3, I had that blazer on, and then I went back inside and got so hot that I took it off, and then got so cold that I put on a puffer jacket. So I think you're allowed to be fluid with it.
I'm a little fluid with it.
There are 2 big things that I want to talk about. One of which is I think facilitated well by Hungy Pinky.
Hunky Pinky.
Michael recently went to China and got me a shirt that has not Pikachu, but Pikachu on it. And I think it has other text, but it says Hungy Pinky as if that's the fake Pikachu's name.
It's like a real totally not copyright infringing Pokemon shirt.
Pal World S shirt. But he gave me 2 shirts. The other one is from a coffee company called Karma. Is that what it's called?
If you hadn't asked me before now, I could have remembered, but
Great.
I don't remember now. And I have a shirt of them right over there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We won't look. That shirt's fine. The Hungy Pinky shirt is like disintegrating off
already?
of a delicate wash and a hang dry.
Hell yeah.
The graphic is like cracking and peeling off. I don't know because I've never seen a graphic do that. And I had to rewash everything because it started flaking
Already.
and got everywhere. And so I had to hang dry it off of one wash. It's cracked as shit. I think Hungy Pinky lost a letter, so it might be Ungy Pinky at the moment. But I'll keep you updated.
As long as it's not Hung Pinky.
I think I lost the H. So I'll keep you updated on the progress of not Pikachu's degradation.
That's insane. That's I gave that to you like a week ago.
I didn't even wear it yet, is the problem.
That I want to say that I spent the equivalent of like maybe $5 on that shirt.
You got taken for a ride.
Probably less. It might have been like 2 or 3 for $5. I don't remember the exact pricing. I bought a few of those in Taiwan.
What was the soccer shirt that you showed me that I really loved? It said like bad bitch or something on the front.
I have no idea. I know what I mean, if I had access to my phone, I could probably tell you. I'll give you a little parade of shirts.
I'll ask Michael to send them to Yannick. Yeah, Yannick, can you throw up, I guess, in order, Hungy Pinky, and then there was like a baby girl shirt that
I don't remember, but this one's really funny. Look at this.
Mewcock sound better with you? Musis?
Music makes me. I don't remember.
Oh, they're all so good.
We'll throw them up there.
Tell
It'll
me
be
about
throwed.
your trip to China.
It was really cool. It feels so long ago now. People keep asking me how my trip to China was, and like the second day after I got back, I was like, huh? But it was cool. I did saw a lot of the like classic touristy things. Went to the Great Wall like 3 times.
Is it great?
It's big as hell.
Damn.
So long. There's
Call me the Great Wall of the West.
There's so much of it. I went to the club. I will say that Beijing club culture is doing things we could never dream of. There was a big ass club called Super Miami.
Nice.
But it was in the Supreme font.
Nice.
And then the logo was like a heartbeat.
Sick.
And it said, something like "Dance can save us all."
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And you know what? You go in there, I bet you, like hands down, they are playing a bunch of Bruno Mars.
Oh, wait.
Beijing club scene fucking loves Bruno Mars.
Any remixes or just like The Way You Are or Grenade?
They played that fucking Uptown Funk song at New Year's. Like as we approached New Year's, they played Uptown Funk.
As a remix or
no,
raw?
They played.
They got the MP3 file.
Just they played. Sounded like a FLAC. It was pretty crisp, but they played Uptown Funk. I think right before New Year's, they played the Paul Walker Fast and Furious song. The
Tokyo Drift.
A long time without
See You Again.
Yeah, the Wiz Khalifa one. The Wiz Khalifa Paul Walker.
What are the vibes?
Song.
Also,
but they did that. They played See You Again. And they had like a movie montage of like a photo montage of like pictures from the club from that year.
Oh, okay. So this was them ringing out, and then they
it
rung
was
it
like
in
a reminiscing, and then they were like, all right, now here's Uptown Funk, and they just so Bruno Mars gambling debt.
Not anymore, but yes.
Well, yeah. So Bruno Mars had a ton of gambling debt, and so he went insane and made so many songs with so many big people.
Lady Gaga, yeah, especially.
Yeah. And he made that one with the K-pop girl, Apata.
Is that Juicy Pussy Wet or whatever?
No, that's the more recent one.
Okay, sorry.
The Apata.
Oh, yeah.
They played that one night in the club. They played that 3 or 4 times.
Like,
no remix, whole song.
Funk Flex with Otis.
Yeah, but it was
in Chinese.
Some guys like running that shit back. I don't know enough of the lyrics of that song to like do a Funkmaster Flex bit about it, but
okay.
He said he write his curses in cursive. Run that shit back.
What's their equivalent of a bodega in China? Go to your nearest corner store.
Take the money out of the register. That money is yours
What's
now.
the thing that made you throw up? Those mountain yams are your yams?
Oh, don't talk to me about mountain yams.
What are some other takeaways from China club culture? What were people wearing?
It's all kind of boring.
Really?
I would say that like
there's no like peacocking or come here.
It's not that
got a little body slam.
I mean, also the thing is anything you're allowed to smoke indoors in those clubs.
Sure.
And anything you wear to those clubs is going to come home disgusting.
Okay.
Like you have to make sure that what you are wearing there is machine washable and you don't care about it that much.
Are the clubs, as I understand them and as you've described them to me, are also cheap? You know, like you can get a table and bottle service for
and
it's like, saying like $80 a person.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Damn. Do you think that influences the way and the groups of the people that go to the club?
I think it's a much more common social outing.
Okay.
It also like people are kind of awkward at the clubs. Like you see a lot of people you see a lot of people on their phones.
I think that's the same in New York.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been to a New York club, so I don't really know.
What do you mean?
Never been to like an official like full on.
Oh, okay. So real quick, you're talking about like the Manhattan like Catch or Tao.
Yeah.
Okay. Those clubs are basically exclusively gated to like wealthy finance guys, essentially trying to peacock in front of each other. They're not fun. But no, I was at Silo the other week, a club in New York. Yannick, it's on 99 Scott Avenue, ? To see Derek Carter. And I thought it was really interesting. I've never gone out and seen...
Okay, so Vince Carter's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Is Derek Rose, that's a basketball player?
Correct.
Okay, you keep saying Derek Carter, and I keep mashing that into one basketball player in my head.
That's fine. Icon of the Detroit house scene. But I've never seen so many, I don't mean to sound rude, but old people in the club. There was a 7-year-old guy in a suit and his wife in like that classic like athleisure pant blouse combo.
Were they throwing down?
They were dancing the whole time.
Okay, hell yeah. That's all I care about.
I
want more of that at the club.
All the old people were dancing and were a lot of fun. All the young people were
on their phone.
Well, I think I call it like circling up, where they make a circle and nobody goes in to dance. They're all just kind of awkwardly waiting for somebody else to go into the circle and dance.
Yep.
Or like on their phones. I think it's a shame. Like, why are you why would you go to a club at 2 a.m. to be on your phone? You can be on your phone in bed, which is a better place to be on your phone.
Last night was a movie, bro.
Oh my God. All right. So I want to talk about the police state now at clubs. There was this dude walking around with Ray-Ban Facebook Live glasses, and you could see the red light that I think was supposed to be on both sides to show that it's recording, but he had taped over the outside one. So once it got dark, you could see that he was recording, but only as he walked by you. That made me so paranoid. I had no anything in my system. I had I had 2 drinks before, and I saw him walk by and my heart like dropped. I was like, why is he doing that? It's so weird.
Was that recording, like, was he being security, or was it like...
He was clearly not security, like rail thin, 5'11". Like
this isn't like
bro.
police state. This is like a weird guy recording the club.
Yes, but he was also in one of the VIP sections with like his equally whack group of friends.
You think he's gonna make like a compilation footage? Like, what's that thing? The thing where the guys are out in the wild with the like recording equipment so that they can make beats out of it.
Like an ambient noise album?
Yeah, but the video footage for one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know the name, but
I was on a bus my first week in New York, and I saw a guy sitting there with like a full on like audio recording. I was like, that's kind of weird.
I think if you do anything with enough passion and zeal, then it's cool.
I don't know if that's true. I think I could probably name you a couple things that people do with a lot of passion and zeal that you won't think is cool.
I'm gonna ask, and you're gonna say like
murder.
Yeah. Well, again, like Luigi Mangione murdered somebody with a lot of passion and zeal. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
kind of sick.
That's a broken clock being right twice. If there was a guy who's passionate and zealous about like just murdering strangers for like once a day, people he met on the street at random, not like healthcare CEOs.
So you've backed me into a tough situation where I have to play advocate for serial killers. Give me a minute.
Yep.
I'll think about this.
You know who had a lot of passion and zeal?
Who?
Oh, I can't even remember his name.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Thank you. You think he had a lot of passion and zeal too?
But did you see the chairs he made? Talented artist.
Have you seen any of George Bush's paintings?
I'm really trying to, I guess, win on behalf.
You know who had a lot of passion and zeal?
Oh, who?
Henry Kissinger.
Oh, thank Christ. Okay. Yeah, of all people you could have pulled, that's great.
Why? Because you would love to defend Henry Kissinger to me right now?
Yeah. No, I thought you were going to go like the Hitler route real quick.
No, see, I thought that would be too easy, and also I'm not trying to make you play that game completely.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'll amend my statement and if you do something that could be considered as cool, should you do it with enough passion and zeal, you can wrap it around and make it really cool.
But it by default it has to start as being considered cool.
It could have the potential. I don't think anybody has, what Henry Kissinger was doing, national or international new age colonialism through like imperialist
There's definitely some
regime.
people out there who think that starts off cool.
Those aren't people, Michael. I don't think of the worst ROTC kid you know as a fully fledged human being. He's an asshole.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's a point for me on this one, guys.
Fuck.
Go ahead and tally that up. Everybody keeping score of this season.
Tell me more about the fashion scene in China. I'm really curious.
So Beijing does not have that crazy of a fashion scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think Beijing, I didn't meet many of the like really kind of similar to New York. You go out and you see people in designer stuff, the fancy stuff.
Yeah,
there is clearly people trafficking the stores there.
Trafficking?
Yeah.
Giving them foot traffic. Okay, yeah.
You know anyone who passionately and zealously traffics? Don't answer that. So Andrew Tate's kind of passionate.
Oh, stop.
There's definitely people like going to the stores buying stuff. There are like a lot of cool multi-brand stores there.
Yeah.
But I didn't see very many of the like devoted fashion head people.
Sure.
And I will say I saw so many stores with convincing fakes.
Oh, really?
Not so many because they've cleaned up a lot of that, but I saw at least one store with like uncomfortably convincing fakes. And it made me, every time I saw someone wearing like Balenciaga triple XL sneakers and a regular outfit, I was like, I think I know where you got those.
I know what you are.
There was one store I went to that has had a lasting impact on me. It was way out in the middle of nowhere in Beijing. Like Fiona lived an hour from the center of the city, and this was like 30 minutes from Fiona.
Okay.
It was just out sort of on the like outer ring. It was next to like an auto body shop and like a random restaurant. And it was fucking huge. It's called Commonplace.
Oh, this was the one that you were posting in your stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can tell when you go there that like it's more of a shipping warehouse than a store.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And like they understand that people are going to go there for the spectacle and people are going to go look around, but like it didn't feel like they were like, oh, this is a store come shop. They just like had a couple people who were there taking website stock images. Like they were taking pictures.
Oh, like lie flats?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were taking pictures to put on the website of the product, and then one of them had to take a break from setting up their e-com website to follow us around.
Sick.
If we needed anything. And it was huge. You had to leave like all of your layers on because it was such a gigantic warehouse. There was no heating at all. It was basically as cold as being outside.
Oh, shit.
It was cool. Like there was a ton of brands I'd never seen, or like brands you don't see in person very often. They had like one CCP thing.
Oh,
that was just kind of randomly on it was like in the sales section on a wire hanger, just like sort of randomly on a pipe. Because the store was a little crazy, and I thought that it was on sale, but it was not, and I didn't buy it. But I didn't see any other CCP, so they kind of just randomly had that thing sitting around.
I guess I have two questions. One, what were prices like?
Regular.
Okay. And then do you think it's a requirement for a store who stocks CCP and I assume wants to be like an online retailer to have a physical in-person store? Like, do you think that that's a agreement for a stock list?
No, I don't think the CCP stock is even really that. I don't think it's that controlled in terms of that kind of rule. I think it's like they're just very selective about who they sell CCP to. There's really only 1.5 CCP stockists in America.
Oh, I thought Riccardi still had it in Boston.
Alan Bilzerian in Boston.
Bilzerian. Sorry, I get the two flipped.
So Alan Bilzerian in Boston is the one.
Yep.
That happens to carry it.
I want to think of the other half.
I don't think you'll get it.
Imagine I pop out and know it. I'm guessing it's somewhere in Miami.
Nope.
Fuck. Tell me.
It's in Los Angeles. It's a furniture store called Leclerc.
Yeah, of course.
Leclerc. I hate when I have to say anything French. Leclerc.
Can you just say it English style?
Leclerc. No, I can't actually. It's fucking. Wait. I always just have to Google it. Leclerc. It's Leclaireur. Leclerc. See, that's what I'm saying. So Leclerc. LCR is a Parisian store.
Sure.
They have like 3 or 4 locations in Paris. One of their locations in Paris carries a ton of CCP.
Okay.
And then they have a furniture store in Los Angeles that is just a furniture store, but happens to, for some reason, have one rack of Carol Christian Poel stuff.
All right.
Those are the 1.5. And I might be wrong now. I don't know if it's spread more, but they're weird about who they give stock to. But that's fine. No one wants to buy that shit anyways.
Yeah. So why didn't you take the one Parts of 4 chain that was above the trash?
Because I don't be stealing like that. I asked to go to the bathroom, and she led me through like this entire warehouse to a door that was just sort of on like a random door against a wall. That was also where the fitting rooms were.
Okay.
And it led to like a back area that was kind of like it looked like an employee or it was just like a hangout place. Like there was a table and some couches.
Yeah.
Like I guess if you were waiting for someone to try stuff on.
Yeah, lounge.
A lounge. And then against the wall of this lounge as you walk in the door was so much Carol Christian Poel stuff. So much. Sorry, Carol Christian Poel. Sorry, I got distracted by, I think, Oscar playing with my AirPods. There was so much Parts of 4 shit.
That's crazy.
And it was badly merchandised. It was fuck ugly. It was like a 10 shelves, you know?
Yeah.
And down at the very, very bottom of them, there was a bunch of, like, all the way up, there was just a ton of stuff kind of slapped in there. There was a push pin over a trash can with a $5,000 chain on it.
Dude like me does that every day.
Yeah, it's kind of just how I store my.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is representative of how I store some of my shit, and that's not to do like I got a very expensive wardrobe, a very expensive like collection of clothes in a $200 IKEA wardrobe that is falling apart, and that's my fault.
Every night I dangle a Chrome Hearts chain above the toilet as it flushes with my eyes closed just to see if it'll snatch it from my hand.
Yeah, I drop it and try and catch it at the
reaction time.
I drop and try and catch it the last possible point.
That's great. I mean,
they also had a ton of Werkstatt München, which I have lately gotten really back into.
Tell me about that. I have no idea what that is.
Werkstatt München. I like when I get to pronounce German words. I hate when I have to pronounce French words.
I put in that work. She got to München stat. Really?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. I didn't expect you to like that one.
Werkstatt is just this random German guy who's like obsessed with rock and roll and makes
sick.
really cool. He makes like this bracelet.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Michael. You kind of wear 3 of four same bracelet, different font.
Oh yeah.
As cool as it is, I couldn't tell you anything about Werkstatt München based on.
He makes a lot of like he makes goth jewelry.
Okay.
And goth in a more goth way than like Chrome Hearts motorcycle goth.
I wouldn't call Chrome Hearts goth, but I get what you mean. I think that's an apt
gothic.
description. Sure.
I would say Chrome Hearts is goth. It's like skulls and crosses. It's like mall goth.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy seeing how much Chrome Hearts has exploded since like 2016.
They have really, yeah. And in 2016, I was like, oh, this shit is like crazy and expensive and way too popular.
Well, again, I don't know if you remember the first item to blow up from Chrome Hearts that everybody wanted.
Well, so if you ask me that, I would say Cemetery Ring.
I was going to accept 2 answers, Cemetery Ring or
the cross necklace?
Trucker Hat.
Oh, yeah. So it did start with clothes. They started they blew up off apparel.
I think it
hoodies
was,
and trucker hats.
I hate to invoke the name, or maybe I won't. IC was constantly wearing a Chrome Hearts trucker.
IC?
33. Guys, if you're curious about who I'm talking about, look up Ian Connor, 33. He was constantly wearing a Chrome Hearts trucker, and I think it started bleeding out to like the ASAP Rocky, Playboi Carti, Magnolia sphere.
Yeah.
In 2017, 2018. And, sort of like anything Playboi Carti has unfortunately touched, look up Playboi Carti women for more on that. Or maybe it's not him. Maybe it's everybody else in Opium who hits women. Anyway, it is kind of incredible. Like, Chrome Hearts blew up, not only just because of them, but like their apparel started going crazy. It was the long sleeve as well.
And I mean, on that note, Playboi Carti is unfortunately very directly responsible for the current Balenciaga sphere.
I was going to say Rick Owens probably first.
Yes, it was Rick Owens.
In that same Magnolia video, he was wearing Ramones.
I forgot about when I first started out on TikTok, which is only like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And people kept calling me the Opium Final Boss because they don't do that anymore. They just call me Unk now. But it used to be Opium Final Boss, and people don't say that shit anymore. And it's so weird how quickly that trend has changed. But it was that.
It did, or his I think pass first. I think it was like Yeezy season 3 or 4 was the big one, the one where everybody was just standing in the room. Then it was Chrome Hearts and sort of Rick Owens at the same time. Then it was Balenciaga, and then it became Hood by Air / like Shane Oliver.
Wait, Hood by Air came back around post Balenciaga?
Well, HBA...
Not Hood by Air, the other Shane Oliver brand. Anonymous.
Well, I think because HBA was popular in forgive me if I fuck up these dates. I want to say 2014.
Yes,
Then-
it was in the ASAP Rocky, Raph Simmons, Rick Owens, usually what I'm dressed in
Fashion
era.
Killer.
Fashion Killer. Pre-Fashion Killer, he was talking about
Peso.
HBA. Peso.
I think it was in Peso.
Fashion Killer comes much later, and Fashion Killer comes post the ASAP Rocky HBA shit is weak. You can keep that. Line.
Let's just do the full timeline. I think that this is no, I'm serious. This is hyper relevant. I think we start out with street fashion as we know it, and in its current iteration in like 2012 with that ASAP Rocky, Peso, Fashion Killer.
But wasn't Fashion Killer much later?
It was, but I'm saying like that run of what was it, Purple Swag as well?
Yeah. Well, so those were like the first 2 ASAP Rocky albums, and there was
Long Live ASAP?
yeah, and At Long Last ASAP.
Yes.
And then maybe is there a mixtape? I'm forgetting. Doesn't matter.
I'm sure we're forgetting one. We're doing a full timeline off the top of our heads. Be a little bit gracious with us. Yannick, if you could throw it above us as we make it, that'd be sick.
This was when I was in college, and this was when I first discovered Rick Owens.
So interesting, because he was wearing Geo baskets. It was Zendaya at the same time, right? That one famous
Zendaya
photo
was doing the like much more like streetwear type picture, but yes, and Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh God, that one photo of him eating the pussy eater shirt.
Yeah.
Crazy. So the major brands at that time, as I remember them, were Rick Owens to a certain extent, HBA, Black Scale. A little bit later was like Pyrex Vision.
Yeah, and Pyrex was at the same time. That's the pussy eater shirt.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right. And then there was that one, I'm forgetting. It was all the camo shirts with the drippy font.
Bintrill.
Bintrill as well. So that's that era. And I think that ends around 2015. Well, I would say 2015.
When does the not Whole Lot of Red, but the Carti album prior to that?
The one that Broke Boy is off of?
I don't know.
I think that's Broke Boy. But I think in 2015, you get the rise of like that weird vaporwave style fashion, like Pink Dolphin, Billionaire Boys Club. Because that store opens, if I remember correctly, in the Lower East Side, or in Soho, excuse me, around 2015 or 2016. Ice Cream was another big one. They made all the shoes.
Wait, it's so weird that would be 2015, 2016, because Ice Cream
slightly earlier?
No, Ice Cream and Billionaire Boys Club are from 2008
Yes, but I think they opened a store in New York.
and like resurged.
Yeah. This is also like ignoring Bape and Supreme, which have been around since like 2000 and earlier, but like got big in like 2007 within certain subcultures, especially in New York. So I'm trying to remember the other brands at the time. I think Opening Ceremony also opened or had been open, but really started to blow up.
I feel like that was also like a big moment for Kith.
Interesting. Opening Ceremony opened in 2002, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, they've been around for a while.
But I don't remember it blowing up until, I was super young, so maybe this is just when I got aware. Interesting. So yeah, I don't remember that as being like a hangout spot for the cool kids, because there was that like legendary triangle where it was Margiela, Rick, and Opening Ceremony on what's that street? It's not Allen. Howard, thank you. Jake John.
Jake John.
But that's sort of where like the 3 cliques would hang out. It was like the Scary Rick kids, who I was terrified of, even though they were really nice. So they ended up being really nice. The Opening Ceremony kids, who were like buying Kith. And I think Kith Treats opened around that time too, which was big for moving everybody back uptown. And then the Margiela kids, who were like,
This must have been post 2016.
yes, yeah.
Because the Rick store wasn't in Howard until 2016.
Yes. I remember going down my senior year of high school, because that Opening Ceremony closed in 2018? 19? Maybe even later.
22. I think it was a COVID victim, and it got replaced with a Dolls Kill.
But then Studious opened up there.
Yeah, so it got the Dolls. No, actually, I think Studious is what was next door to. I think Opening Ceremony took over 2 buildings.
Yes.
And it was Dolls Kill and Studious, but now Dolls Kill is gone.
Okay. So again, guys, keep in mind there's a ton of fashion in New York City, and this is us off the top of our heads. So we're now at 20, let's just say 16, 17.
And that's where Playboi Carti Rick era starts up.
Same with Lil Uzi, who was wearing a lot of Rick. Or not a lot, but some.
Travis Scott I guess Days Before Rodeo is much older than that, but he was in full Rick on that album cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
He's
the
in
one where he's shirtless?
GeoBaskets in Memphis.
You're kidding.
Horrible combination.
I don't even remember that. Where he's standing on the toy car.
Yeah, it's just like the back of him.
Yeah. Interesting.
Not the one where not the toy, not the one that's like him from the front and he's a toy.
Yeah.
The one that's behind him.
Oh. He's wearing Memphis jeans?
Mm-hmm.
Yannick,
I think it's
that
Days
up.
Before Rodeo. I want to say it's Days Before Rodeo.
Interesting. So yeah, I think that
I memorized a lot of rap references to Rick, not because I was really that into that era of rap, but because it was a very easy way to explain it to people.
Oh, okay. So I actually think it's quite helpful. Semi-ironically, Fashion Killa does stand as like a moment in time for the popular brands. Like Damier Doma, like nobody wears that anymore.
Oh, that's crazy,
right?
Doma. I was thinking about, okay, you can just barely tell.
Yeah, no.
But if you look at Days Before Rodeo, he is wearing Memphis jeans.
Is there some sort of uncropped version where you can see his shoes?
I've seen that this outfit involves GeoBaskets. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wait, here.
Oh, no way. Yeah, you can see the backs.
It looks really bad. It's a
What
bad
the
outfit.
fuck? Yeah. But it doesn't help that he's
Oh, wait, actually, you know what? They might not
skinny.
be GeoBaskets. They might be Vans Old Schools.
Oh.
But with a fisheye lens. Unrelated. That's not what matters. Where is the song where A$AP Rocky officially denounces HBA and Bintron?
That's
But I think that was like the
fuck.
It was kind of a real
bother me.
switch up.
Yeah.
And that sucks because like HBA, it's pretty cool.
I think we look back.
I think hindsight is 2020.
That is Multiply. Jesus Christ.
And when's that?
Multiply came out, I think, in I remember listening to this in high school. I want to say 2015 is a guess. You want to guess?
I would have said 2016.
2015.
Nice.
Damn, I'm good. Yeah, that genuinely was a big switch up because he was wearing a lot of Bintrill and a lot of HBA with a lot of Rick.
Yep.
As I remember it. So then we move on to that Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi phase. Lil Uzi had just dropped the Perfect Love Tape 2 in high school, or when I was in high school. And then he was working towards Eternal Take, which was hyped in 2018. And there were a lot of those memes. You remember that one where he's dressed, I don't know who made it, but that purple and black striped sweater. It's kind of like the one that you have on.
Yeah.
Super distressed. He's wearing a choker.
Yep.
He might be wearing Rick jeans in that photo.
Yes, I think he is. This is Slat Vamp era
Oh,
type
God.
shit. Skinny,
Yeah.
skinny. Like this is the reason that you used to be able to sell Rick jeans for like $700.
Yeah.
Of any kind, like any pair of Detroits, you could just get on the internet and sell them for $700.
Yep. This is also the same era. Everybody started wearing Ramones because
Yep.
Playboi Carti was wearing them in the Magnolia music video. He was also, I forget his sweater. He's wearing a sweater in that music video, and it's something of note as well. I do as well. It's hard to recall this as I haven't watched it in a couple of years. And then Travis Scott starts blowing up. And I honestly think that he's responsible for some of that Jordan 1 craze and that Jordan 1 hype around that time. So we saw a lot of skinny jeans with Jordan 1s from like 2018 or 2017 to 2019. And then he moved on to, it wasn't just him, but the SB Dunk, which was huge at the start of this podcast, which was like 2020 to 2021.
Yeah.
And then COVID sort of dampened everything because you couldn't do tours and you couldn't do music. Music videos sort of petered out as well.
Until
Kanye
West.
Yep.
What was the album? It wasn't Vultures 1. It was
Kids See Ghosts?
No.
Donda?
Donda.
Yeah.
The Donda listening party in 2021.
Wow.
Kanye West shows up in a pair of 2019 Balenciaga cargos that are still insanely hard to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Expanders.
Oh my God, yeah.
The boots, the bulldozer boots.
Yep.
So he showed up in bulldozer boots and then switches to expand. Or no, he just randomly had a pair of expanders on the stage.
Okay.
Next to his like sleeping bag that was randomly on the stage.
Yeah.
And then the Balenciaga, I want to say 2020 spiky coat. The one where you
don't
look like
remember
the like Russian anti-bear.
I know the one that you're talking about, yes. Totally forgot about this. This is the album rollout where he was living in that stadium, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And
yeah.
So he showed up in that. This was like the first this thing.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
the
about.
spiked jacket, which is, I believe, based on old anti-bear armor.
Okay.
Not
Amazing.
a joke. That's like a Russian like anti-bear uniform that they based it on. So the Donda listening party, he's wearing those cargos that I do really fucking want but cannot buy anymore because even with the hype dead, they're like still $700.
Didn't you get a pair?
No.
I thought you bought a pair and they came in, they were the wrong size.
I did buy a pair of Balenciaga cargos that turned out to be they were not marked correctly or whatever. Wasn't those ones specifically. Those ones, I don't know, something about them. Very good. So that set off like a chain reaction because, so we did one listening party.
Yep.
It was fine.
Yep.
He did his Kanye thing and he's like, oh, we have to do another one. This isn't good enough.
Yes.
I'm staying in the stadium. The next one was a huge affair with a ton of people.
Is that the one where he invited everybody?
He invited everybody and it was planned very last minute, a
Was
day
he
or
in New
two.
Orleans? This was a Mercedes-Benz stadium?
I'll
look it up while you talk through.
A day or two before this, he sent out there was a big buyout of Balenciaga. A ton of my friends sold Balenciaga things to Kanye, who was like seeking out through like various channels to
This
buy.
was in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was in New Orleans. Sure.
Set out to buy just a ton of Balenciaga, and everybody on that stage was dressed in Balenciaga.
Yeah, you're right.
They bought a ton of it from a ton of people. They paid exorbitant prices.
This is also when they screen printed Kanye 2024?
Prior to that.
Okay. Or Kanye 2020.
Way prior to that.
Was it 2024?
Yeah, so it was Ye 24, and that comes
yes.
much later in the timeline. But Kanye outfits everyone in Balenciaga.
Yep.
Playboi Carti is one of those people.
Yes.
Burberry Airy is one of those people. Fucking hate Burberry
Fucking
Airy. And Burberry
corny
Airy
ass.
Immediately. So there's one Instagram picture suddenly of Playboi Carti in a 7-layer jacket.
Yeah.
He's like, Kanye put him in Balenciaga. He posted a picture of Balenciaga. Burberry Airy immediately sells every single Rick item he owns.
He made an Instagram page just to sell it off.
And
I remember this.
I think he illegally raffled it off, technically.
Cornball. Love him.
Sold tickets to buy items and then drew names to sell those, to give those items away. Probably made way more money than he would have selling it. And he immediately just retail buys a shitload of Balenciaga.
Yep.
Looks as bad in that as he did in Rick.
Yep.
Always going to be walking around with the virgin neck.
Nerd neck.
Yeah.
If you will.
He looks like the virgin walk, the meme,
does,
virgin and
yeah.
Chad meme.
Yep. Who's the Chad in this scenario?
Me. And then, so that like was one whole thing. And then it just like, it's sort of been Balenciaga since then. I think they picked up a little bit of Anonymous Club, but there hasn't been a big wave of one brand since then.
I'm trying to think. I think you're right.
There hasn't been that like drastic of a shift since. And then Kanye had a falling out with Demna.
Well, I was going to say, I think we do also have to go back now to 2015 and 16 where Kanye started wearing a lot of Vet. And that's why that market exploded. That one photo of him and Lord, and then there's another photo of him crossing the street.
I made so much money off that picture.
There's another photo of him crossing the street, not with Lord, and I think in a different Vet hoodie.
No, it's still that one.
Oh, it's okay.
And he's got the skinny jeans and the brownish Yeezy boots.
Yeah. Who wore the 11-inch Gun Club hoodie? Because that was the other one that went crazy. Everybody was trying to buy it.
Remember, but I know what you're talking about.
I'll look and see if I can find it while you recount.
So I bought one of those Vetements metal logo hoodies for like $150 from the Nordstrom like black hole of returns store that like only exists in Arizona.
Yep.
And that you like, it's just like a weird underground bunker. And it's all the returns that they can't do anything with at Nordstrom, or all the, like, you know, they have a really lenient return policy and they'll accept pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so they accepted a return of this Vetements hoodie like just barely out of season.
Okay.
And so I bought it for $150 and I sold it for like $800 or $900. And that is how I was able to buy a Rick leather jacket.
You know what I misremembered?
What?
The holy grail of Vet items. Total fucking Darkness Bomber.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. That was the other one.
I still desperately want the dark red Vetements hoodie that says "May the bridges I burn light the way."
It's purple, no? Oh, no, you're talking
it's dark
the red. Yeah. I wanted the purple one.
with the orange text.
Yes.
I want one so bad, but there is no chance that I'm ever going to like get one of those.
I think some kid will freak out with the next big clothing thing and flip that.
But I'm not gonna
Actually,
pay.
no, you gotta compete with Steezy Archive or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves now for that. Yeah, I think currently an interesting thing that's happening within fashion is it's not just rappers that are dictating the popular items or what brands get popular. Weirdly enough, I think like Kai Cenat has had a huge influence over what kids especially are wearing. Two main things: one, Nike Techs, and two, Spider, Young Thug's brand.
Oh yeah, I don't know any. So I've never seen not Kai Cenat's face.
That one, Yana, can you throw up the face?
I've only ever seen, like, if I ever see a clip of him and I try to avoid it, it's just like him sitting down talking, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike Kai Cenat, to be honest.
No, nothing against, like, I have just so little interest in anyone who's like doing a like 10-hour stream of their life.
Yeah, I mean, fair play.
I don't got the patience.
I'm looking
like
at
that.
photos. He's got Gallery Department on. That's another big brand. Sort of there. Chrome Hearts, a Nike Tech, Balenciaga. He's in a suit courtside at some sort of Celtics game, looking like some sort of mobster.
What's the hat about, man?
I don't know. It's great.
He's got a pinstripe suit, like a bowler hat, and a coat over his shoulders.
Kind of looks like a Hasidic Jew.
Honestly, this is the best fit I've ever seen him in. I kind of wish he wasn't wearing the hat, but that's a good ass suit.
My point being,
He's got a single glove on his right hand,
like Michael Jackson.
like Michael Jackson.
I think we're seeing streamers like Kai Cenat, who are the other one, Duke Dennis, Phantom, IShowSpeed, starting to have real sway in the fashion community. And I think it's interesting because a lot of the times brands target the sectors of the market with the most buying power, usually millennials and people just starting to enter the workforce, men usually in the ages of like 21 to 29 and women from the ages of like 18, usually younger, but you're not allowed to market to people younger than 18. Women from the ages of 18 to like 26, usually the highest spending ranges for certain things. But I think that it's really interesting because streamers give brands entrance into a age range that they're not normally able to market to.
Right.
Young kids. And all they have to do is usually send these streamers clothes and they'll wear them on stream. They don't even have to plug them. But because you're watching somebody for 10 hours, you're going to probably look that up. Like, I remember I was in high school. I've told the story multiple times in the podcast. I saw Lil Uzi Vert in the Bad and Bougie music video wearing women's Vet sweatpants and immediately found and bought 2 pairs. They didn't fit me. I've scrubbed all photos of those off of the internet. They were horrendous.
Do they exist somewhere? Could I see pictures, please? Please.
Yeah, if I can get on my old computer, they might be there. But yeah, like I think streamers are really interesting, not only in the way that they have built audiences and the way that they interact with audiences, but also in the market segments that they allow brands to infiltrate, which is crazy.
It's very interesting to see, like, you know, there's a certain level of like influencer where it's your job and you have to, like, you get sent stuff and you have to talk about it and that makes people want it. There's a level above that, like streamer, where you just have to wear something and they'll do the research for you and find it. And the end game of that is K-pop musicians.
Whoa. Okay.
So
yes.
if there was this like lip balm, a chapstick,
Sure.
that was gifted to, I don't know, the K-pop artist, was gifted to a K-pop artist.
Sure.
They were seen using it in public. There was a picture of them.
Like a candid?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
using this, because they got sent it and they were like, okay,
fuck it, it's lip balm.
I've got lip balm. I'm going to use that. And there was a picture of them that got posted and, you know, the army of whatever their stands are.
BTS Army?
Well, I don't even know if it was BTS. BTS
I've served.
is BTS is serving right now, so I don't know if it was them.
Oh yeah, how will I forget?
Anyways,
how will whatever get his banana milk? Sorry.
So, and then those people found out what it was.
Yep.
Like, fucking Google reverse image, zoom enhance, find out what the name of the lip balm that this person coincidentally just happened to be using was. Maybe they even just like borrowed it from an assistant.
Yeah.
And like sold out, gone, done. Same thing has happened with Pop Mart.
Pop Mart?
Pop Mart.
I don't know what that is.
They make blind box things.
Oh, like a Sunny Angel type of thing?
Like a Sunny Angel type thing, but
Sure.
they have really consistently ugly aesthetics. It's kind of very reminiscent of like scene core.
Sure.
You know, the like really like sort of ugly, gross looking like art you would see on, maybe you didn't really see like scene core shirts like that.
I know of what you're talking.
All their shit look like a mindless self-indulgence album
Sure.
art cover.
Sure.
It's really bad. They made these like little monster keychains that were like, they're just like little fuzzy. They're ugly. They're bad. I don't even remember Labubu. It's called Labubu.
Okay.
Leboooboo. I think.
I'm looking them up right now for me. but-
Labubu.
Oh my God. Yeah, these are revolting.
Yeah, they're fucking disgusting.
They're like-
that looks like a mindless self-indulgence album art cover, doesn't it?
Kinda. These are like bad Murakami.
Oh, bad Murakami. Yeah. So
Actually, they're kind of growing on me. Not gonna lie. He got that shit on though. He does. I hate
Okay,
he's
he got that shit on.
Yannick, I'm sending you the one who got that shit on.
Yannick, he got that shit on. I'm
You
sorry.
have that shit on.
So a K-pop musician used one of those keychains
Okay.
like once. Picture of him was taken.
Oh God.
Sold out everywhere. No Pop Mart has them in stock. Can keep them in stock. I saw a fucking TikTok of a guy putting on a bag, and the bag had like 200 Labubus stuck to it.
Sick.
He had so many fucking keychains. Like it had become his personality.
It's gonna be me with my wife one day.
You're gonna have 200 of her stuck to a bag.
Yeah. Ted Bundy.
That was a real passionate and zealous dude. Is zealous? Are you? I've been saying that this whole
Zealous.
episode. Zealous. Is it zealous?
Yeah, because you can be overzealous.
Oh, and zealous just means it's another like it's like
Well, you could be a zealot.
that would be a zealot, right?
No.
it's zealot.
Yes.
That sounds so much worse.
Really? Like a
Yeah.
religious zealot?
Yeah,
Religious zealot sounds
Zealot.
like a DJ.
yeah, hell yeah. Wait, I'm pretty sure I learned the word zealot from a rap where someone says zealots,
Sick. Okay, sure.
but I don't remember. I don't know, man. I don't know how to say words.
I think it's really
Sorry for my
interesting
bad English. I'm from England.
For the at least our schools.
Sorry for my bad English. I'm from England.
I do think it's really interesting that the modern age influencer, especially for men, are these streamers. And we've started to see rappers have less of a chokehold. It's not to say that they don't. There's a really funny, Mark Williams, Supreme Dreams. You know who I'm talking about. I guarantee you. He made a video. It's like, when rappers link up with streamers, rappers trying to big dog and the streamers pulling out like a Maybach. It's great. It's a great video.
I get the idea.
Yeah. So it is kind of crazy because the almost level of access that you have to people's lives just keeps increasing. It started with, influencers and story time and oversharing, things like that. RDC World.
No idea.
Really?
No idea.
Oh, very funny. But, it started with like stan culture, and, you could even look at like somebody like Britney Spears, who had basically every single movement of her day documented by paparazzi and people invading that personal space, and that sort of being an involuntary access being given to a fan and this is a very broad strokes brush, but bear with me here, to like the internet personality, like a YouTube vlogger who would do story time and tell tidbits about their day, maybe weekly, maybe a couple of days. Then it became the almost Instagram influencer who, by providing so much access to their life through stories, through posts, whatever it may be, almost daily, and that cadence increasing, that being the expected or the baseline level of engagement that you get, to culminating with streamers who are doing like sleep streams, which is fucking crazy.
So there was, and I don't remember who, but like early 2000s, they first invented webcams, all of that stuff.
Yep.
There was a girl who did live stream her entire life for like a year.
Oh, cool.
Like her sleeping, her everything.
Yeah.
And it was, even then, a ton of people would just tune in to watch this. And I think there's been a few examples. I think there was a guy in Japan who like signed up to do this as like he signed up to like live in a box for a year.
You might be thinking of the artist that punched a punch clock every hour for a year.
No,
Okay.
there was a guy who signed up to live in a box, and I think that one was like he was only allowed to survive off of things he got by mail or by winning stuff, and he like he had to win his food and shit.
Oh my God. Yes. I mail order box. I know what you're talking about. This was for a reality show, right?
Yeah, but like, so there was someone like there was a very first live streamer, and it was like early 2000s, just like some girl who like sort of for like, and then back then it was like an art project, you know, it was like a statement about
Truman
voyeurism
project sort of thing.
less so because she knew about it,
Okay.
but like it was just, it's interesting because that now is just so regular. Thanks for the flowers. I can't believe I'm really Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
It is just interesting to like know that idea was formed like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
but we're only really seeing it become so prolific in the last like 5 years, I feel like.
Speaking of influencers, is something else I want to talk about. Great transition. I'm very proud of this one. I think that one of the things that is interesting is watching influencers who either I personally have known or you like follow inadvertently just because they keep coming up online as they grow, and watching their senses of style and what they wear change as they get increased access to certain clothing and as they get sent things. And I think Cody coined a term that I love, but it's like second street core, where it looks like they just buy everything they wear out of a second street just because they're getting sent so much stuff.
Right. So it's like nothing matches because they're not planning what they're doing.
I think it's that mixed with the fact that like everything is a semi-recognizable brand object that doesn't necessarily meld well with anything else because it has to be like Simone Rocha or, you know, the Salomon collab of the week or
The Salomon collab of the week is Sandy Liang,
yes, the pink
and
ones.
it sold out immediately.
I'm sorry. I'm you know, I think I've been doing this podcast long enough to have an opinion. I think those are the ugliest shoes. One, I wrote about them again on Substack. I don't think those need to exist at all. Like,
I don't think they need to exist. I don't think they're that bad though.
I think that it's a symbol of brands getting really good at recognizing markets that haven't had things sold specifically to them. Right? Like, I'm sure there's some form of Excel spreadsheet or some sort of like trend forecast from WGSN. And they're like, okay, well, we got the gorpcore guys. You know, these XT6s did really well with the raw denim crew. This group did really well with like the coquette. Oh no, there's no coquette ones. Like make the pink ones. Make the pink, like,
It's very impressive the way that Salomon, the brand, has managed to like go from being like they have barely changed the design of their shoe. It's still pretty much ugly gorpcore, and they have managed to infiltrate every single section of fashion. Like, because,
you're not wrong. Yes.
because of the Boris Bajan-Saberi collab.
I actually don't think it was just that. I think a lot of it was that gorpcore explosion in 2022.
But no, so I'm talking 20. So because of the Boris Bajan-Saberi collab,
The object-eyed ones.
starting in like 2016,
Yep.
the object-eyed ones, those all of a sudden became the, like, even the non-Boris ones became like an acceptable shoe for like an avant-garde Rick Head type person to be wearing.
Wait, really? I guess
Yeah.
you can speak to this as a Rick guy.
Like they became just kind of a more, like they're not, I don't think they look good. They don't look like they belong in the world of Boris, to me.
I'm trying to think. If I was to really like play devil's advocate, I'm doing this just for argument's sake. I think the gray object-eyed ones do look slightly good with the really skinny Boris cuts.
Yeah, for being like object-eyed and like
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yes.
Boris
I'm with
Bajan-Saberi
you.
is like post-apocalyptic Mad Max type clothing.
Yeah.
And then you put like a zipper and a bungee and an elastic like pull cord
Yeah.
to close your like super lightweight waterproof form-fitting shoes. They're just not very like, it's just interesting, and that collab was so pervasive that I think you now see a lot of the avant-garde. Like, it's not that weird to see a pair of like Yoji Hakama pants with black regular Salomon
Yeah, you're right.
zip-ups at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that potentially, and I don't know if it's related or if these came up independently, that potentially is also, I see a lot of Hokas. Like, you see all black Hokas in that kind of outfit a lot.
Hoka's greatest achievement ever was psyoping people into thinking that those are running shoes. I ran in Hokas for 2 years. They're great. They're incredible walking shoes. Like, if you're keeping like a pretty light or very soft pace or walking, stellar shoes. Like, very good at supporting. It feels like you're sort of being rocked forward. Running shoes, it feels like you're running with like bricks taped to your feet. You're on a platform and they just like, I don't know how to they're just terrible running shoes. And the second I switched away from Hoka and got fit at a running store, they do it for free. And they were like, yeah, just wear these Pumas. And I'm like, Puma? Like, who the fuck is... Then I ran in them. I was like,
I can't Instagram these.
Yeah. Like, I really am not a fan of Hoka as a fashion boot. There was a time, and somebody will pull the receipt. The big hiking boot Hokas with the really thick sole, kind of cool.
Those and some raw denims.
But those sold out immediately. And I don't think I'd wear them with raw denim. I'd wear them with cargo pants.
I still, every now and then, want a pair of Salomons.
Yeah, I think that the rise of Salomon came at a perfect time, where Nike shot itself in the face by feeling like it had to release 6 collabs every week. And everybody was like, guys, we're just tired of this. Also, we can't buy any of these shoes, right? Adidas did the thing that it always does, where it gets like a flash in the pan, whether it be the NMD or the Ultra Boost or the Yeezy.
I think that Adidas is very cool in the way they do. I think I've talked about this before. Adidas is very cool in the way they do collabs.
Yep.
In that, like, if you do a Nike collab, you're making a Nike shoe.
Yep.
And if you do an Adidas collab, they're like, here's some stuff.
Yeah. Go crazy on it.
I'll see. We're just gonna go to lunch. You do what you want.
Yeah. But I think that they really struggle to have continued success because they make one good thing and they're like, oh, fuck, like make $1 million quick, right?
Yeah.
Like the Pharrell NMD, do we really need a tie-dye one that says like happy go lucky or some shit? Like, no, you don't need that.
We didn't need the first Pharrell NMDs. I'm gonna be honest.
Pharrell
Humankind.
So, and then he did them like in Chinese, but no other language for some reason. Or Japanese, I think, were the first language switch. I think he did them in Japanese and Chinese, but not any other language. Weird. Yeah. Anyway, I think that Salomon came at a really good time because everybody was really tired of Nike and Adidas. And then gorpcore came around almost, I think, as a response to the pandemic and everybody being stuck inside. Everybody wanting to be like, oh, well, let's go out. I'm not going to do it in basketball shoes. What do I wear? And I would caution a guess right now, if I looked up hiking shoes, I'd get Salomon's first. Right? I think it was the obvious thing to go to off of a basic Google search.
They also just, I don't know, they've positioned themselves well.
Mm-hmm. First result is it's REI, but the two common ones are Columbia, pretty good hiking shoe, and then Salomon's, which are, I think, technically trail running shoes, but
and this is the one that the Boris collab is made onto sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. They all look the same to me.
Yeah. My point being, it's big enough now where there was a Frugal Aesthetic video that just released and I was watching. He designates like those type of Salomon gorpcore shoes as their own designation onto themselves. And I don't know if you would be able to do that or have that designation 4 or 5 years ago.
What do you mean? Their own designation under themselves?
Like sneakers are Nike and Adidas.
Yeah.
Boots, sure. Loafers, sure. And then like hiking shoes, which are like that Salomon gorpcore type of thing.
Interesting.
I think they did a really good job. I don't like Salomon's though. I own a pair of the hiking boots that have beat to shit, and they're the ugliest fucking shoes known to man, but they're great for a hike.
I'm gonna go to Arizona and do Pat's Run soon.
I don't know what that is.
It's nothing. It's a Pat Tillman thing, and it's just like it's a 4 point. It's like a 4.2 mile walk or something.
Cool.
It's nothing.
Sure.
But I've been thinking like I don't own any shoes for walking anymore. I know it's just 4 miles.
What size shoe are you? Do you just want my Hoka's? If you're gonna walk it, this is the perfect shoe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe I should just get some Salomons finally.
They got me for my foams.
Well, so I would get Salomons and I would leave them in Arizona as my like hiking and walking around shoe.
Yeah, I if anybody actually wants to hike, go to a REI and ask like the oldest looking dude there. You'll get the best pair of shoes in your life. I'm so serious.
Every time I've gone hiking recently, I think I've been in Ramones.
That's kind of sick, yeah.
Or sometimes Creepers. You don't need ankle support. You don't need none of that shit.
So last thing I want to talk about, again, I've been writing a lot on my Substack. I think it's really fun. I also think it's a good exercise, but I've been making ins and outs lists, or on the way ins and on the way outs, which I still don't think people understand despite me iterating it like 12 times. It's not me being like, this sucks, get rid of it. And this is great. This is here. I just go out and I write things down. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing X more, right? And I'm seeing X and seeing Y less. That's what it is. I'm just trying to comment on what is being churned. So I wanted to run by some of the ones for this month, February, past you, Michael, and see if you agree, disagree, or we could talk about them. Fair?
Yeah.
All right. So I have on the way ins, one of the big ones is the Alexander McQueen skull scarf.
I've seen you talk about this before. I have not seen an Alexander McQueen. Alexander McQueen. I've not seen an Alexander McQueen skull scarf in 5-10 years.
So I've seen one of them in person, I think, but I've been seeing a lot of people post stories of like, look what I found. And I'm like, guys, put it away, please. I don't like it personally, but
no,
it seems like everybody just went home and like dug through their parents' Tupperware bin of their old clothes. And we're like, oh my God, look.
I would buy it. I could see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that kind of scarf belongs more with Indie Sleaze, and I would say Indie Sleaze is well out.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie XCX does her one horse walk again and again and again, and it's not even that good.
Charlie XCX is not Indie Sleaze.
She's tried to align herself with it.
I would consider her like, I don't know. Indie Sleaze was a flash in the pan that I think is gone.
I fucking hope so. If I have to hear Brat one more time, I'm gonna fucking.
No, but I don't. You're talking about Charlie XCX.
Yeah. I'm saying I hope Indie Sleaze is kind of gone because I didn't like that. Also, I didn't like Brat.
Okay.
It was fun in the moment, and then it was like October, and I was like, guys, it's Halloween. Stop with Brat, please. It was a summer thing.
I miss Brat Summer.
Okay, my next one. Cast and Crew shirts.
You think they're in?
I think they're coming back.
Guy who just bought Cast and Crew shirt.
Well, it
I
doesn't
think Cast and Crew shirts are coming back in.
Yeah. So my logic behind this is I think vintage t-shirts are very much a business unto themselves.
Yes.
And they are used, vintage t-shirts, I believe, used by people to signal an allegiance or a inclusion in a group, however authentic that is.
And Cast and Crew shows more like exclusivity.
Yes. It's like I'm willing to go the extra mile to find like the actual.
I'm going to say that I don't think there's enough prominence of Cast and Crew shirts, and I don't think there's enough people who would put that much effort into it for that to become in.
Okay.
But I respect that it's about to be in for you.
Fair enough.
I imagine you are about to start searching Cast and Crew a lot.
They're hard to find. They've also gotten really expensive, just notationally over the past 3 months. There are a couple of not Cast and Crew, just Crew shirts for the Dixie Chicks, or they were the Dixie Chicks at the time. Now they're just the Chicks. Price on those have like doubled out of nowhere.
Damn.
And I don't know why, because they're also all like triple XL. Cast and Crew, some big boys and women. So, okay, next one, non-Margiela tabbies.
I don't think those are coming in.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen them a lot whenever I go out dancing. A lot of people, they almost look like the Balenciaga sock runners with that sort of fabric top.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. They're like Amazon tabbies.
Yeah. And I talked to, it might have been Alex Hildreth, but somebody else was saying, or maybe it was in a group chat I was in, that the TikTok shop, for whatever reason, like discovered non-Margiela tabbies.
I guess this does kind of track in that tabbies have reached such a wide audience and are like everyone, even people with zero interest in fashion, now owns Tabby Mary Janes.
Yes.
Every girl you went to high school with got Tabby Mary Janes.
Yep.
And like, no hate there. That's, happy for you. But I think that
The worst fashion guy you know is on Hinge. Like, yo, tell me you have Tabby Mary Janes. Like, tell me about those. They're sick.
do you get the people call them like horse feet all the time? I bet you get crazy comments in those.
You want to like take a photo of us like clinking our drinks together? Like maybe I'll smoke a cig and you'll hold the lighter in yours. So sick.
So yes, I guess I could see that because people are going to want that style, and it's going to get further and further removed from like people knowing what the brand is.
Yeah. Vibram 5 Fingers. I've had 4 or 5 people unprovoked bring up that they think they're cool.
Yes, and that's interesting to me because they had their Balenciaga moment like 5 years ago.
Oh, that's when they were on the runway? That far ago?
2020.
And they still suck. They haven't fixed ever or released an iteration that the heels on those didn't snap.
No, they did.
Oh, they did?
They did, yeah.
Okay.
There's a version of them that doesn't break.
Okay.
But I could see it. Hui has been wearing Vibram 5 Fingers
My
around.
goat. I love Hui.
And if he's doing it, then yeah, they're in.
Cool. My last one on the way ins is Uber Share.
So nature is healing.
Yes.
The world, we lost Uber Share
Yeah.
in 2020.
Yep.
I want to say like March, February 2020.
Yeah.
They took Uber Share away from us. And you know what?
They took it from us.
I used to be a big proponent of Uber Share.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, it's like $3 and I have to share my precious phone time with someone else on their phone.
Well, I think it was different when Ubers were like $12 in New York City. Going from $12 to $7 was big. But going from 45 to 40, you're like, yeah, fuck it.
It's fine. Yeah, I'll pay the
Sure.
$5 and have some quiet time. And then like I never once took a Uber Share that was that went smoothly. Every Uber Share person I ever got paired up with was the biggest fucking idiot in the entire world.
Say the drunkest girl you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, or like just completely stupid, insanely drunk, couldn't find the car. I got in the car easy. I know it's not the driver's fault because I got in the car totally fine. You have called him 5 times. I can see you. We can see you. Turn to your left. Get in the fucking car. This is not worth $7.
Yannick, can I get up here a photo of an Uber Share with some impact font that says, I've got some dope ass memories of people I'd never fuck with again?
But so it is back. I will say that it is official. The option exists again. I think people have become more reclusive and more willing to pay for private time.
Yeah, I think I still follow people that I've met in Uber Shares.
You've talked to people in Uber Shares?
All the time. Drunkest girl you know. Like I'm a huge proponent of at parties and like I've been doing a podcast for 5 years. I think my given talent for just speaking to people is pretty above a baseline at this point.
Yeah.
You meet like the drunkest girl you've ever met and you're just like bored in the back of a car. My phone battery is like 20 minutes now. And at the time I was rocking with an iPhone 4 that was cracked. So I had no battery. Drunkest girl you know hops in the Uber Share. You just like, any fun plans for the night? And 25 minutes later, they're like, and that's why my childhood dog died. And you're just like, oh, okay, amazing. Thank you, Emily. Ashley. It's great. No, I think I still, because it was an option in Australia when I was there. I still follow some Australians that I met in an Uber Share.
Are you going to be using Uber Shares?
So I was out the other weekend. I was going to take one home from the club because I live all the way uptown in New York. It would just drop somebody off like 10 seconds away in Brooklyn. And then I just have my own car all the way uptown. The wait on an Uber Share was, I think, 16 minutes. And the wait on the L was 26. And I was like, I'll just take the L.
I every now and then have been tempted to take an Uber Share lately. And it's because I'm like, oh, surely nobody's taking these. And I wouldn't end up having to share.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong.
I love Uber Share.
What's out?
All right. On the way out, please. Okay. Australian men in New York. They've invaded Williamsburg and
They
Murray Hill.
are not on the way out, but we do wish they were.
Fair. I do say hopefully in front of it.
Mm.
Okay, I think people are wisening up. I'm very proud of the fashion community. Thinking archive resale pages are your friends.
Yes, I still see people defending those sometimes, but I think that the archive resale pages have talked themselves into enough of a meme. Like they've done the these pants are valued at $1 gazillion enough times that like people now view that as a joke.
Yeah.
And it's become like you could make that joke and people will know what joke you're making.
Yeah.
And I think that is all working towards the detriment of archive resale pages.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would agree with that. I also just think people are pissed off because they're realizing that they're quadrupling their prices, whatever they've sold. I've got another one. Okay, shirts specifically printed for mutual aid. So LA Fires.
Those are not on the way out.
Hold on. LA Fires. Everybody made a mutual aid shirt.
Yes.
And then I saw a bunch of backlash about the mutual aid shirts about like, we need to stop doing this. How does this help? Just donate money.
Interesting. I don't hate a mutual aid shirt because it's based off this idea that people are materialistic.
Yeah.
And they want something. And it is nice of Marc Jacobs or whoever to facilitate getting way more money than those people would. If you ask those people, hey, would you donate $10 to like help like fire relief? They'd be like, yeah. But if you're like, hey, give me $50, I'll keep $5 and give $45 to fire relief, immediately they're like, yep.
It was 10 and 40. And
still,
I assume he made money on that.
I don't think so. $10 off of a like.
I think a wholesale shirt from Marc Jacobs is like $6 all in.
You gotta.
And there were pre-orders.
I don't know. I don't think that. I think the language specified proceeds.
There was a report that said it was a 10 and 40 split.
Yeah, but like,
fine. Regardless,
I still think it is like disappointing that that's what people need to help out their fellow man.
Yeah.
But it's not, in my opinion, a bad reflection on the company. And I understand that it's a PR move, but like, I think it's smart. I think it's a good way to get people to care about something.
I just think it's a lot of waste. Like all of those mutual aid shirts, I bought a mutual aid shirt back in 2020 for COVID. The shirt fell apart basically instantly. It was a Pythia shirt.
Fair enough.
Fell apart instantly. And I don't donate things that are like destroyed. And it was the helm, the neck ribbing, just like separated. And I was like, I don't want to repair this. And I can't. I don't have a sewing machine. Or access to it. I'm not going to donate this. I'm not going to make this somebody else's problem. So it just went in the garbage.
What else is out?
Okay. I don't know what else is out. LTTT, Little Tokyo Table Tennis. I'm seeing a lot less of those hats.
I don't know what that is.
The pastel colored hats. They say LTTT in a connected font.
Nope.
Fair enough. And Stussy collabs. I'm not seeing very many of
Stussy
those.
still does collabs?
That's what I'm saying.
I'd never seen it.
Think about last year. Think about how many Stussy collabs you saw.
I couldn't name a Stussy collab off the top of my head, but
name
I know
any
I've
brand.
Seen
Name any brand. I'll look it up and see if it comes up.
Oh, there actually is a Rick Owens Stussy shirt.
There is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Not officially Rick Owens, but
Yeah. My last one were non-prescription tortoise few glasses.
So that, to me, if the non-prescription tortoiseshell foo glasses are on the way out, then Siren Core is on the way out. Office Siren Core.
My argument with this, and this is written up on my Substack, I will just be repeating what I wrote there. I think that the Miu Miu girly uniform, everybody realized it's just kind of the same thing as Office Siren. They just insist that they're different.
I have never once seen... Well, I think you've made someone up to be mad at.
A Miu Miu girly?
No. Miu Miu girlies exist.
Yes.
I don't think they would ever reject the label of Office Siren. I think they would quite willingly call themselves Office Sirens.
Okay, fair. My point is the two of them are not distinct enough to warrant, I think, different designations.
Yes, and I don't think I ever see the designation.
I think I've seen Office Sirens not label themselves as Miu Miu girlies. I think all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, kind of thing. Like all Miu Miu girlies would fit into the office siren box, but not all office sirens would fit in the Miu Miu girly box.
Yeah, I would say that's true because that's a brand distinction, and you could get the look without the brand. Is that what you mean?
Yes. My other point is that because they've all blended in, I think that those tortoiseshell glasses were very indicative of the Miu Miu girly look, while those wireframe ones were very indicative of the office siren look. They're also like the clear acetate ones that you have on that were sort of part of that like coquette.
Am I coquette?
No, but they were like co-opted sort of as the face of that or as the glasses of that. And then there are also the frameless ones that were sort of part of that like, I'm forgetting cottagecore maybe. But I think people have gotten burned out of participating in every single trend, but they own all of the same items.
Well, yeah, I think you wander around until you find your trend, and then you stick with it for most of the rest of your life.
Sure, but my point is the people that have settled on Office Siren or Miu Miu Girly own some of the other glasses and are just like, fuck it, yeah, I'll wear these today rather than the same ones that I've worn every day. So we're seeing the market dominance of the tortoiseshell Fiu girly glasses being eroded away by people just wearing the glasses that they like with those outfits.
I could accept that.
Cool.
I will allow it. Should we wrap this thing?
Yeah. You wanna spit a little 8-bar for me?
Cinema venom, all men are friends.
All men are friends. Lovely. So real quick, if you'd like access to giveaways, extra episodes, and early access to episodes, head over to herohero.co/PoK. You can also, or we just closed a giveaway, excuse me, and this will be closed, the giveaway by the time we announce this, but we gave away a set of accessories from Pearl to Ivory, a pair of gloves, and a belt. Those went to a winner. We don't know who it is because we're recording this ahead of time, yada, yada, yada.
If you would like to join the Discord,
Yep.
tell us what's on the way in and what's on the way out.
Oh, yeah. Message us at Pair of Kings Pod, and we will send you the link. Michael, song.
Song of the week, Black Country New Road.
I have one song that I really like by them. I'm really hoping it's the one.
Is it Besties?
No.
So Black Country New Road was a band with one of those like kind of unbearable liberal arts school type guys who like sings over the beat, you know?
Tell us how you feel about it.
And he says really like dumb shit.
Sure.
I left my sunglasses in your apartment. Like that kind of shit, you know? Like that sort of like affected voice. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Unbearable. Worst dude you've ever met at a party. And he left after their most recent album and they got a female singer and now they rock. It's just regular old music now. She making songs.
There's a song called Black Country by Tone Starts Band. That's the song that I like. I then looked at Black Country New Road and I have them on mute on Spotify.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Because they're that kind of... okay, I will unfortunately say that the last album they released, every now and then I'll listen to it and I'll be like, all right, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. But for the most part, it's just so cloying and unbearable. It's like such a specific type of like full of himself making kind of spoken word poetry over soft indie music.
Yeah, like I'm kind of a poet and I'm also in a band. I do a lot of like spoken word over sort of like a sonic soundscape.
It's that, except they now have made that guy left and they swap out who sings and Besties is just a good song.
Cool.
Just a regular good song. They are fixed. You can unmute them now.
I will consider it. So I've got 2 songs. I made a playlist of perfect songs, objectively perfect songs. And there have been a lot of really borderline songs that have not made it, but that is not to reduce their quality. 2 of those songs are North Memphis by Project Pat and Big Yellow Taxi by Counting Crows.
Oh,
Big Yellow Taxi fucks, and it pains me that it's not on the list. I just don't think that it's a perfect song. Also, Vanessa Carlton's on that song, which is crazy. 1,000 Miles chick?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, 1,000 Miles might qualify.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it on air. Make your case. State your case.
Have you seen the video of the guy talking about making the instrumental for it?
No.
It's insane.
Really?
It's like a guy who's truly a true zealot. He's so passionate about the like specific way in which he composed this song. Like he's going
Sure.
through like where the piano bits appear and like how it like kind of that alone is all it took to convince me that that song is kind of perfect.
Okay, we'll
Also-
watch it after this.
Also, like, just such a specific product of its time, such a like symbolic of an era kind of song.
Yeah.
And that often is what it takes for me to think of something as perfect.
It's also just a really fucking good song.
It's a really good fucking song.
Yeah.
It's all it takes.
Yeah. And then North Memphis by Project Pat. Just such. I hate using this word for music because it seems so old. Like I feel like a fogey while using it, but it's such an earworm.
Yeah, that's some old people shit you just said right there.
Yeah. Well, sorry. So don't forget to head over to the herohero.co/PoK. Also, join the Discord if you'd like to keep up with us. We've got a broadcast channel going now on Instagram for updates. A lot of stuff going on in the Pair of Kings podcast sphere. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Pair of Kings Pod. I guess TikTok if it doesn't get shut down at Pair of Kings Pod. As always, everybody, I'm Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host.
I'm Michael Smith. You can find me on
This has been the Pair of Kings podcast, where once a week, every week for the foreseeable future, we are bringing you business as usual, tomfoolery as planned. Have a great Tuesday, everybody, or a great Thursday if you're listening to this on the Hero. This might come out on Tuesday for the Hero people as well. We are lagging behind, and I apologize, but we're doing giveaways, so head over there and subscribe. Bye, everyone.